What's up, guys? This is Infinity Champbro. Welcome to the Infinity Soccer Podcast. We'll be talking about anything about soccer. Tonight's topic is the Champions League. We'll be talking on other nights about Premier League or any games that happened, and that will be our starting topic. We'll continue talking about other things later in the video, but for now, our main topic is about the Champions League and the turnouts of the first 2 match days. So it is me, Infinity Champbro, talking with Filson Wisk here, my cousin, and say hi, Filson.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to get started with the video talking about the Champions League and all the group stage highlights and how it went. Next. So to start it off, we'll be talking about how Manchester City had a 3-1 game in the first match day of the Champions League against Cerveza Zvenida. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's okay. So, as you already know, I believe Julian Alvarez scored 2 goals, and Erling Haaland did not score 1. And this makes many Manchester City fans, like the person sitting next to me right now, very mad, and we're going to be talking about that right now. Filson, how do you feel about Julian Alvarez's small rise in the Champions League today, a few weeks ago?
He did very well because a lot of the teammates passed to him, and he got a lot of shots on goal.
So clearly, Filson is talking about how Julian Alvarez is not that good. Clearly, the teammates just supported him. But as you know, that might have actually been what happened. Julian Alvarez must have, but I do remember that the most recent match day, he scored an amazing finishing goal. If you guys can go, I would recommend you guys go watch that amazing finishing goal, where it was honestly mind-blowing to me. He hit it up, powerful, and not even to wind back. I honestly think Julian Alvarez is a very impressive superstar, and he could be, maybe after a few years or so, if Haaland ever has a bad game, he would be the best player on Manchester City. Or a game that Haaland subbed out or injured, he would be the best player on Manchester City, or at least the best forward, because there are many other good players on Manchester City, as Pep Guardiola really got the best starting 11 he could possibly have. So, Filson, what do you think about the Barcelona game, both the Royal Antwerp game, 5-0, and the Barcelona against FC Porto, the most recent one, which was 1-0? How do you think that Joao Felix could be doing, because he scored 2 goals in the Royal Antwerp game? Do you think that he could be a rising star, or do you think that it was a bunch of momentum that was only shortly used?
Well, he did really well. He did score 2 goals. Almost got a hat trick.
That's true. He got an assist too.
Yeah.
What else do you have to say? All right. But still, it was a very insane match though. Honestly, Barcelona had that great match. Only thing I'm mad about is that Joao Felix did not hype himself up in the second match day. The game against FC Porto was barely won because of a goal from Ferran Torres, which was honestly surprising, because we all know that one of the best defenders from Portugal is on FC Porto, and his name is Pepe. He was one of the best ones ever. Honestly, people say they don't even know who's better, Sergio Ramos or Pepe, although I'm probably on Team Sergio Ramos here. And Pepe is really good, yet Ramos might be, in my opinion, will be better. Pepe honestly must have played really well enough to handle the Barcelona offense, including Robert Lewandowski. He is outstanding. He is the best current player in Barcelona who wasn't injured. So, honestly, that was a crazy game. I honestly got scared. If Barcelona tied that game, I would have been worried, especially for their place in the group stage, already getting to the top. But FC Porto also did pretty good against their game against Shakhtar Donetsk in match day 1. So I was actually worried for Barcelona, and that who knows, what if Shakhtar Donetsk or Royal Antwerp could have gotten past them at the time in the group stage, and I did not want that, because we all know that Barcelona was clearly the best team in that group. So we all knew that Barcelona really needed that win, and I was really happy that Ferran Torres got that final goal. So now we're going to head straight over to the PSG and Newcastle blowout. That was insane. I am honestly shocked how PSG lost, especially 4-1. That's a crazy thing to happen. But it was a good way to kickstart the Champions League, except having PSG be the ones to lose it, that was not very good. And honestly, no, I don't think anyone would have enjoyed that ending, especially to Newcastle. It was embarrassing. Mbappe must be so sad. But I'll be having my partner Filson talk about this. What do you have to say about this, Filson?
Well, just like Holland, another best player on PSG. Mbappe didn't do well, but like Hernandez did.
That
And Newcastle getting like a big win against PSG, they're probably really happy because PSG is a really good team and they're not like that good.
That is true. Again, the small team, well, not exactly small, but the bad team, not exactly too bad, but you know what I mean. They are now coming out of the shadows to beat such a really good team, PSG. And Mbappe not playing good was the worst thing to happen during that match. And luckily, Hernandez still scored the goal, but it wasn't enough to defeat Newcastle, which honestly was far from enough because Newcastle just smoked him. So, next, I think we should be talking about a different match. A match that was very shocking. Although, it might have not been so shocking based on one of the teams losing streaks. Now, I'm pretty sure you might have gotten a hint of what this match was. It was the 4-3 Bayern Munich versus Manchester United match in the first match day. We have a lot of things to talk about this match. It was crazy. It was a high scoring match, which was crazy. Along with the Newcastle PSG match, it was high scoring. It was honestly a bit of an upset. Even though Manchester United had a bit of a losing streak before, especially the Arsenal game, I almost cried. I also do like Manchester United, but I do like Barcelona better. They're just my favorite team in the Premier League. But let's not talking about my favorite teams. Let's talk about how this match happened. It was a crazy blowout. So, Filson, what do you have to say about this match? Do you think it was surprising? Do you think it was amazing? Do you think any players to look out for?
Tell on Bayern Munich, he scored like a basically last-minute goal in 9+2 minutes at stoppage time. But also Casemiro scored a stoppage time 9+5 minutes. So if Tell didn't score that goal, Man United could have won because it was only 2-3 and they still had stoppage time.
That is very true. Honestly, that is insane that Man United actually had a chance. But I think we should probably focus on this player who did amazing in that match. Filson Wisk already mentioned him, and he did score 2 goals in this match. And he is the man who is currently a top scorer in the Champions League. I'm pretty sure he's tied for the most goals scored in the Champions League. He is Casemiro. The Brazilian midfielder is honestly amazing. He did amazing for my fantasy team. But honestly, I think I have a lot to say about Casemiro. He honestly is a rising star. He could be the best player on Manchester United since all the other ones aren't doing as good as Casemiro. He is honestly the best. I know I just said that he might not be the best, but he is the best. So, Filson, what do you think on how Manchester United's whole losing streak, and how do you think that when do you think that Manchester United could possibly end this losing streak? Do you think it will be in the Champions League? Do you think it'll be in the Premier League? Do you think they'll have to face a good team in order to lose it? Do you think that they'll come back? And which player do you think is the main highlight of Manchester United?
Well, I think they'll probably come back. And the main player, it's probably Casemiro.
I do agree. Casemiro is magical. I've explained too much about Casemiro. Let's more talk about the new player to Bayern Munich, Harry Kane. He has had a great start to Bayern Munich and is amazing. Outstanding by Harold. And I honestly think that he should definitely be put captain. Although, one thing that surprises me and Filson is Thomas Muller. He is the captain, the center midfielder, and I honestly think it's shocking that he didn't score 1 goal in that match. So, we're going to quickly talk about how has Harry Kane been rising. Filson, what do you think about Harry Kane's new rise as he's went to Bayern Munich? And also, do you think that he'll win any trophy in Bayern Munich?
I can't believe Harry Kane got traded to the Spurs because the Spurs were a pretty good team with Heung-min and Son, but he got traded. And on Bayern Munich, he's been doing pretty good so well because he scored a goal in this Man United game.
And not only did he score a goal in the Man United game, he has been rocking with Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga and along with in the Champions League. This has been insane for Harry Kane. This will be our last topic, but don't worry, we're not ending here. This is just to let you guys know, we'll only continue talking about one more thing with the same match. I just want to continue talking about the most shocking thing. I just need to talk about this because this player has been doing so good, and he did better in the second match day for this team. Yet, in the first, although he did still do good in the first match day, but I want to ask Filson, and we're going to elaborate on this. Do you think that Rasmus Højlund will be a contender for the 2024 Ballon d'Or?
I mean, he's pretty good, so I think he will probably get qualified for the Ballon d'Or.
Why do you think so? Do you think that, though Manchester United have a losing streak and are honestly doing horrible, do you think that Rasmus Højlund and Casemiro could somehow carry them back to the top 2 seeds in Group A and somehow get them at least qualified for the round of 16? Or do you think that Manchester United is already too far down, that is true, they are 4th in the group stage, but do you think that they are not going to be able to come back, they're going to lose out of the rest of the matches, or they're going to do decent in the rest of the matches, but it's not going to be good enough? How do you think that Manchester United will do in the next few matches? Do you think that Rasmus Højlund and Casemiro could carry them? Or do you think that they're not good enough and Manchester United will always lose and they will never make it into the group stage, into the round of 16?
Rasmus and Casemiro are probably the best players on Man United. I'm not saying they might not be first in their group, but they could be second. And there's no reason for you to doubt Manchester United because there's still 4 matches to go. They could be 4-2. They only have 2 losses. They have 2 really good players. So, RCB, what do you think about them?
I think that, honestly, they actually could make it. Although they have Bayern Munich in their group, they still have 2 bad teams. And also, there's one team they haven't faced yet in Group A, which is why, if they could win this match, especially by a lot, they can go up to 3rd or even 2nd seed, depending on how Bayern Munich and Galatasaray do. Although, there's a chance that Manchester United loses this based on their new losing streak. They have the good players, but they're having bad games. Rasmus Højlund is starting to have better games. Casemiro already has been having decent games, but it's not good enough when you're carrying a team of 11 men when you're just the best one on the team and no one else can cooperate, especially if it's a 1 versus 11 during the game. Which is why, in my opinion, Manchester United will not be able to make it because Casemiro and Rasmus Højlund will do well, in my opinion, based on how their previous performances, yet I don't think they're going to make it very far. I'm afraid although I love Manchester United, I just don't have faith in them. A lot of people don't have faith in the favorite teams. So, that will conclude our first episode of the Infinity Soccer Podcast. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. See you guys next episode.
Goodbye.